Building a National Identity. The Era of Good Feelings. After the War of 1812, the United States went through times of tranquility and national unity, under the presidency of James Monroe. With the end of the War of 1812, the Republicans took control over the government. James Monroe won the presidential election in 1816, crushing the Federalists who lost power and vanished shortly after. Monroe's objective was to promote national unity. He achieved this throughout the country. He was re-elected without a problem in 1820. The period of time that followed the War of 1812 is known as the Era of Good Feelings. Building a national economy. The Congress, as well as President Madison, supported American companies by applying tariffs on imported goods and by founding the Second Bank of the United States. After 1815, the federal government promoted many programs to support the economy in all the regions in the country. Everybody was in favor of national unity and strengthening of the economy. Henry Clay represented the West. He was in favor of building roads and canals to allow trade among the regions. John C. Calhoun represented the South. He was against tariffs on imported goods because they caused an increase in prices of products bought in the South. He was a strong supporter of national unity and the rights of the states. Daniel Webster represented the Northeast. He was in favor of tariffs because he believed they would help New England's factories to compete with those of Europe. The Congress created the Second Bank of the United States to level loans and issuance of currency. This boosted American business. The United States enforced the tariff of 1816 to help American products compete against imported ones which were cheaper. It was very popular in the North, but not in the South. The American system proposed by Clay included high tariffs and a public works federal program. The North would buy products from the South. The tariffs would provide revenue for the government to build roads, bridges, and canals. This system was never a governmental policy and the South never accepted it. 3 important Supreme Court rulings. A series of decisions made by the Supreme Court strengthened the federal government and supported economical growth. Between 1819 and 1824, the Supreme Court, headed by John Marshall, published 3 historical decisions that strengthened the federal power and the life of the United States. Matlock v. Maryland, 1819. The court protected the Second Bank of the United States against the state tax in Maryland. The court argued that the states could not interfere with federal institutions. This reasoning was to be used in the future cases. Dartmouth University v. Woodward, 1819. A court ruling to protect private property derived from the Constitution and meant to promote capitalism. The state of New Hampshire tried to fire the dean of the university and turn it into a public one. Gibbons v. Ogden, 1824. The court supported the federal government. It ruled that New York State could not license the Hudson River transportation route to any private company, since it included stops in New Jersey as well as in New York. Only the Congress could regulate interstate trade.